Here we go.
Anytime.
There we go.
There we go.
You're live.
Live, baby.
Woo!
Are you bright or is it, think you good?
Oh, yeah.
What's up, guys? It's your boy, D'Anthony. I'm my boy, Don here.
What's up?
And we are Break Room Blitz.
Woo-hoo.
Thank you guys for watching. So before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button if we make you smile or laugh. It costs a like. If we make you think, go ahead and comment. We want to know what you guys are thinking. And if you just want to see us all the time, go ahead and hit that subscription button and notification bell. And we will be here in your face.
All up in your
Live, baby. That's how we do things. We live over here.
Yeah.
Ain't no rehearsal. Ain't no
Edits,
outtakes.
no cuts.
Right. Live.
Do
We just want to go see, what's it called?
The 15,
The
17.
Yeah, the 15-17 to Paris. It didn't really do too well. It's doing. Oh, can you look on Rotten Tomatoes here?
Metascore? Or
Metascore gave it a 25. Wow.
45.
No, 45.
45. Critic reviews 25.
Only 25 critics though. It's not a lot.
Oh, okay.
5.5 out of 10
Mhm.
on IMDb. I think Rotten Tomatoes gave it like a 19. Let's see if it's changed at all.
My
Not sure,
goodness.
but
Here we go. 20%.
oh, we got 20%.
No, one more
We got
percent.
20%.
Ooh.
I didn't feel that way. I thought it was interesting. We go see the military movies all the time because I feel like
You gotta honor your people, man.
right, that's a way to support. Everyone want to talk about supporting troops and
Absolutely.
supporting flags and stuff.
Mhm.
Where y'all at the theater?
Where's the people?
Pay your money. Support them.
Yeah.
These are stories that they want told.
Yeah.
So
You can't make this stuff up.
right, we go watch them.
It's a story.
That's what we
True
do.
life.
So I enjoyed it. I'm gonna just do the rundown of what I thought.
Let's do it. Yeah.
So first of all, it's a true story. We got what's his name? Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood is the director. I like some of his movies, some of them I don't. It's a little hit or miss.
Mhm.
This one I I was in the story.
Mhm.
They are the people who actually were in the incident, who actually were heroes, were the ones that's playing in the movie.
Yeah, they acted themselves.
Right. So I had to like kind of take my critic eyes off when it comes to like acting
Right.
and when it comes to I guess timing.
Yeah.
This is just they're telling their own story their own way. And what I liked about it was I got to see their camaraderie. They really seemed like friends.
Right.
It didn't seem like it was unnatural. It didn't seem like they were like weird or
Yeah,
you know,
it wasn't
like
fake.
it was forced.
Yeah.
You know, so I like that. And then so it's about if we don't know what it's about, it's about the actual terrorist attack that was on the train. I don't know what year it was. Did they say what
They didn't
year?
say the year. They didn't give us any timelines at all throughout the whole movie.
That's kind of whack. Let's see.
Right.
Do we got let's say anything here? Cast and crew, blah 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 blah. Quotes. No.
No,
So-
where's the synopsis?
I'm not sure why they don't say that.
No,
but
they just got on the train and
yeah.
they're heroes.
Not sure when it happened, but it was a true story. So anyway, instead of telling a story, which is what I thought they were going to do,
Mhm.
that was just all about the experience on the train for 2 hours.
Yeah.
They actually went back into like how they became friends,
Right.
why they had the convictions that they had,
Right.
what made them want to go into the military, things like that.
Mhm.
So I appreciated that. It was
Mhm.
something that I think that it kind of made the story for me. So then when they were adults, we were able to kind of like enjoy it. For me, I was able to enjoy it. Like I said, the acting is not. There is some bad acting in it, so that's fine. But these are the real people who are in it. I'm cool with that. It's like a documentary, but it's like a biopic kind of with the real people.
Yeah.
Or biopic. I like biopic. Biopic sounds so
It's like
bougie.
biopic. Like, I don't know, superpowers. My biopic powers.
Right. So you're not gonna get that, but that's fine for me anyway. It was all about the storytelling. It's about the camaraderie. It didn't seem like it was cheap. To me it was shot pretty well. There are some things where it's kind of like, what? How? Where are
Right.
we?
When did this happen?
Right. But for me personally, I still enjoyed it. It's a true story of of these three heroes that overcome this terrorist attack.
Mhm.
To me, I was like, what if I was on that train?
Right.
What would I do?
Yeah.
How grateful would I be?
Yeah, would you freeze up? Would you do something?
Right. Steve Urkel's in it.
Oh yeah,
Steve
That
Urkel
was
is
cool.
in it.
Yeah,
I don't know what he was talking about because I just was just stunned that he was
history
in it.
teacher.
Right. So I liked it. So if I had to rate it, I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. I know I don't want to tell a lot. I know I didn't really give a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of giving like disclaimers.
Yeah.
But that's kind of how I went into it. I think that's how, if you go see it, that's how you should go into it. And I think everyone should see it. It's supporting the troops, I feel like.
I think it's
So what
nice.
did you think about it?
To me, right out of the gate, you know, I kind of have to brace myself. Got to know that, okay, these guys are not actors. They're just going to tell us a story. They're going to show us, you know, how they get along with each other because they're friends. They're actually friends. They're just playing themselves, just talking candidly, you know, whatever. So it's pretty cool. I like that. But in the other sense of it, like their acting, again, wasn't all that great. You know, you can tell that they're kind of stiff. It follows one of the guys, Spencer, a lot or whatnot. And he's trying to get into the army. And you can tell that, you know, him acting throughout the different scenes, it's just kind of very stiff. He needs to loosen up. But I mean, if that's how he is, that's how he is, you know? And then any actor in his position would
Right.
act the same way. It's like, oh, we just got this
He was a little
awkward
awkward.
guy. Yeah.
Right.
So, you know, that aside, just the story itself, the way that it plays out, we don't get any, like, actual, throughout the story or throughout the movie. So it's like, 1 minute we're in, you know, grade school, elementary. We don't have a year when they were in grade school or elementary, you know. And then next we're, like, I don't know, graduated, thinking about going to the military after high school, I'm thinking.
I didn't know if I'm like, are we in college now?
Yeah, he's like,
Well, how old are we?
So I went from like 10 years old to working in Jamba Juice.
Right. I'm like, is he like 21?
Yeah.
He can't be 17.
You know, that's what's hard to kind of figure out. And then like we're just kind of back and forth hopping around through Europe and with no timelines and people popping up out of the, you know, nowhere. So with that being said, I mean, yes, they're not actors and I could, you know, I'm fine with that. That's fine. But the actual story, I think Clint Eastwood slipped up on and it took me out of it. So if I had to rate it right now, I'm like 1.5 to, I'm just going to give it a 2 because, you know, I appreciate what they did with the story. You know, it's a story that needs to be told about the heroism. You know, we have all these other stories, but Clint Eastwood, he's done really good work. I love $1 Million Baby. I love Gran Torino. And to me, those kind of movies, like the way that they're shot and just like they're easy to watch, you know, he's not hopping around the different parts of the movies, you know, he's just giving us a one shot.
He's old, man. Getting old.
He is. But I mean, you know,
He's forgetting to put dates and shit. Forgetting to put cities.
What year was it? You know, the Germans. So, I mean, with that being said, I think that he could have had some help on it. But I mean, if this is his last hurrah, that kind of sucks, you know?
Oh man, that's brutal. I enjoyed it. I just sat there and I just watched it, and I just looked at it as it was them.
Now the other thing I do have to say is like, okay, when we're talking about the acting, like there are other actors that are in there that we know are good actors. You know, we got Pam and all them. They actually acted really good.
Oh, he can't just throw it out there.
Jenna Fisher, Heidi, the mom from The
Pam
Office.
Beasley.
Pam Beasley.
Pam.
So-
Pam. Oh, sorry.
I mean, we got good actors. You know, they're good actors. But for some reason, in the story, like in the movie, they're just kind of like, everything was like kind of rushed for their parts. And
But you know what?
even the kids, I'm just like, it was kind of brutal to watch. At a point, I thought I was like, this is a Lifetime movie. This is Lifetime on Hallmark Channel or something. You know, it was just bad.
Okay.
It was brutal.
I can't disagree.
And it's because we're getting kids like they're doing Stranger Things and doing the It movie, and it's like these kid actors are amazing nowadays. You got Logan and all these other kids, you know.
Yeah.
And then these kids, they just didn't cut it for me. I mean, we didn't
No, I
get
feel
the
you.
top of the food chain here.
I feel you. But I don't know. I just looked at it as if I was just watching them grow up. Like if I was an uncle and I was watching them grow up, how they actually were.
All
All
right.
right, sorry guys. I don't know what the heck
Yeah, the
happened
microwave
there.
went off, so I mean it's right next to the router.
That was weird.
I mean, overall, that's where I'm at. I'm at a 2 out of 5. You're at a 3 out of 5.
I'm at a 3 out of 5. Just because I mean, there's some things that were just kind of odd. Like how they were on the train and they go from, I guess, coach, and they're like, you know what? Let's go find those first class seats. What? Anyone that bought first class is going right to the first class seats.
Yeah.
And then if you didn't, you're not going to just be able to upgrade out of nowhere. Like,
Yeah,
you know what?
like-
I saw some empty spots in first class. Let's go up
How
there.
did that happen?
No.
Like, yeah, dude went to the bathroom. I got his spot. You know.
It was those type of things. It's kind of like not a real excuse because they didn't even have to be in coach.
Right.
They could have did all that conversation in first class.
Yeah.
That's where they ended up
We're going
anyway.
Straight to first class right now.
So there were some things in there that kind of like
was a
got
little
me
off.
a little bit.
Yeah.
And then not knowing like all of a sudden just like because they started off. The story is a little convoluted. They start off with the young guy. The first what's his name? His name is Alec. Alec is the first one who moves,
Mhm.
and then Spencer he wants to be in the military. And he calls Alec and tells him that, but Alec never says, "Oh, I'm thinking about doing the same thing too."
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, Alec is in the military.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, what's happening?
Yeah. I was like, did you guys you're not friends anymore, or what happened? You guys don't talk?
like how come Spencer didn't know that Alec was in the military?
I don't know. Man.
It was just little stuff like that where I'm like, I feel like there's some holes here.
Yeah, and then I thought Spencer was actually in the U.S. training, like at boot camp, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I'm in Spain or Portugal or something like that, right? It's like, what?
Like, are you?
Like,
When did you go there?
yeah. Were you there this whole time, like training?
Right.
Oh man.
And I'm like, are you still in the recruit? Are you a
Yeah.
recruit, or do you actually have a rank?
And then I'm like, their other friend, the only black guy in the movie. I mean, they really don't say like what he's been doing this whole time. You know.
He looked like he was in college, kind of.
But why not bring that up? You know, like, I'm gonna go to college. You know, like I'm not trying to join the military. I'm trying to like go after my engineering degree or something.
It seemed like him and Anthony, the black guy, or Spencer and Anthony were better friends than Alec was with Spencer.
I think it's the other way, right? Alec and
Alec-
Spencer
no.
are the best friends,
No,
right?
no, no,
The
no.
two white
I
kids.
said it right. It seemed like Spencer and Anthony
Uh-huh.
were better friends than Spencer and Alec because
Yeah.
Alec didn't ever tell Spencer he was in the military too. He didn't say,
Right.
I joined too, man.
Yeah.
So
And
those
it's
are
like
those
the
little
other
things.
the other guys are backpacking across Europe, you know, the black and the white dude, and then like the other dude is just like doing his own thing, and he's like, I'm gonna go to Germany. Maybe I'll meet up with you guys.
Follow my grandfather's footsteps.
Yeah, I'm like,
Your grandfather told you the name of the bar he went to? Maybe it happens. I don't know.
there's a lot of little things in there that I don't know are just like filler. I feel.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just kind of watching it to be in the mind of a hero.
Yeah.
So that's why I was okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
If this was a real cinematic movie with real actors, I'd be shredding it.
Mm-hmm.
Shredding it!
Pretty bad.
So,
Yeah.
I
Like that
feel-
opening shot, we just got like a whole bunch of ass shots, and then footsteps walking.
Ah, shit. I was like, this is weird. Like,
Yeah.
why are we filming his forearm?
It's like
Like,
this is his ass, and then these are his footsteps.
right, so I guess the
His
terrorists,
chest.
we open up with the terrorists walking to the train station. And they got a shot of every part of his body but his face.
Yeah.
Got his forearm, we got his leg, we got his ass, we got his torso,
Yeah.
his shoulder. Like, why are we filming right here?
Yeah.
What does that do?
And then he gets to the bathroom and it's just his eye. I'm
right.
gonna do this.
That was a little weird.
It was awkward.
I would have clowned it if it was a for real cinematic movie. I guess it was, but it was shot, to me, it was low budget.
Yeah.
It was, I don't know how much they got paid to play themselves. I'm sure not that much. So I just kind of like, just roll with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if you just roll with it that way, then you'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Just go watch the damn movie, okay?
Yeah,
support the troops.
Yeah. Give it a
Maybe
try.
it'll be on Netflix and you guys be able to watch it.
There you go.
I guess that's supporting it because you're already subscribed and they got money
Mm-hmm.
for the movie. I don't know. So that's our review, guys. Let us know what you guys are thinking. Is it something you guys will watch? Would you rewatch it?
No. I'm honest, guys. Come on. I'm not gonna rewatch it. I just watched it. I gave it a 2 out of 5. Borderline 1.5.
Nope.
Nope.
I would probably rewatch it again.
It's gonna be a hard pass. It's a hard pass, man. I get like, I'm not disrespecting like the actual people, you know, not at all.
No, I feel you.
But as far as like me enjoying what I'm watching, and it's funny to say because we always watch like Deepwater Horizon, the firefighter movie, and like all these other like
True stories.
you know, Lone Survivor, yeah, true stories. But they're all always played with the actors of the people, and then at the very end they show pictures of the actual people or footage or whatnot. And you know, I'm okay with that. You know, the movies are great. You know, we got the story, and it was a great movie. This one, it just didn't seem like it was thought out.
So directing sucked to you.
Directing, and then
The acting too.
the filmography, the acting I can forgive though. Like
Editing. You mean like
the,
how they edited
the
it was
editing,
just, like,
yeah. Tell me
garbage.
where you are. I think it's give me timelines. You know, like Deepwater Horizon, he wakes up 7 o'clock, and then like they're headed out. You know, and then
Yeah.
kind of gives you a breakdown.
Yeah.
I mean, give me some dates. Like, what year did this happen? Do you know?
No,
Happened
no.
on the 15th of the 17th. This was last year or what?
There's a weird train number too.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I don't live out there, so maybe that's how they named their trains. I
So you
guess.
would rewatch it if it showed up on Netflix?
Yeah, I would rewatch it. I mean, if I didn't have nothing else to do, I don't really rewatch anything.
Mm.
So
I
I don't
rewatch
think
a
I've
lot.
rewatched anything we've seen this whole year
Yeah.
or last year.
Wow.
So it's hard for me to really say yes I would. But if I just had nothing to do, we weren't watching these other movies, we weren't watching Netflix movies and
Yeah.
all the other shows and playing video games, then sure, then I would rewatch it. But I got a lot going on. It's not like I just would just refuse. Like hell no, if that's on, I'm never turning that on. No, if it was on and I had nothing to do, I would rewatch it. I thought it was a pretty decent. I watch anything with Pam Beasley in it.
Pam
Beasley. I don't know. I fell in love with her and Jim. On The Office.
Yeah.
So I watch anything that Jim is in,
Yeah.
anything that Pam is in. Her name is Gina Fisher. I should probably remember that. Pam Beasley just sounds so much better.
Jenna Fisher.
Oh, Jenna Fisher. My bad.
Fisker? Fisher.
Fisher. Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
All right.
What's up? What's going on, Nika?
Yes.
What's going on? Love The Office.
It's the greatest show. It's the greatest show.
It's my favorite show, I would have to say.
Not Lost? Not Lost.
Oh.
Yes.
Lost is up there. I mean, there's The Office, Lost, Martin,
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, used to be Walking Dead, but I gotta, it's going downhill
Yeah.
real quick.
Real quick. What about Insecure? You like that? But I guess longevity.
I'm watching it right now.
Nice.
I like it. Yeah, like you said, Insecure is good, but longevity. There's only
Yeah,
been 2 seasons,
Right.
and I do like it. It's not like one of my favorites, but I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all right, guys, that's our review. We're gonna review the Cloverfield
Paradox. On
next.
Netflix.
Right. So we're gonna do that right now. So Nick, stay tuned if you want to see
tuned.
that. All right, and we're out, baby.
Peace.
Peace.